to make the button garden, the ingredients you need or the supplies you need are sand, just like play sand, a little bit of gravel, fine gravel, probably just a bag of pea gravel, you know, well, you don't want a whole bag, but somebody's bound to have a little pea gravel in their landscape somewhere that you could get a handful of. You need something for a container, the shell, got here, or a button if you can find one. And then, of course, you have to have your cactus. And I like to include some strange desert-looking things. Right here, I have the bones.
Go in.
Right here, I have the bones from a rattlesnake. I was down in Texas last year and a half ago, and we found the skeleton of a rattlesnake. So that's about as desert as you can get. But actually, backbones from a chicken or something like that. You could say just little bones from whatever, and that adds a little ambiance, I guess you could say, to the tiny garden. So what we'll do is we start with the glue. Cover the bottom thoroughly with glue. And this is just plain old Elmer's school glue. And yes, when it gets wet, it does soften up, but then it'll harden up again. So, and you want that so that you can get water penetrating for your cactus. So you start with your glue, run it around here, and then you add some sand. You get it. That's the next step. And this is what your cactus is going to grow in. And I've had them live for a year or more as a little dish garden this way. You can always take the cactus out of the dish garden anytime you want to. But I'll be perfectly honest, I have seen them where I've left it on a shelf or something like that and found it 5 years later. Now I admit, the cactus is dead. However, if you look real close at this cactus, you'll see how the thorns form a covering of the plant itself, and they stay there. So the little dish garden, the little button garden, actually still looks really cute and looks really good, even though the core plant is dead. So you don't have to have terrible guilt because you know that the mama plant's been growing and putting out lots more babies too. So it's be your choice. You can keep it as a memento, or you can take the plants off later as they grow more. But down here to my button garden then. So, just work the cactus down in the glue and sand, and then maybe get this other kind of cactus, and some of the rocks around the edge. Kind of. And we'll put a bone right in the middle. And right there, in the palm of your hand, you have the whole desert. You couldn't go out west to see the cactus, but at least you can bring a few right into your house or right by the bed or wherever you want to put it. The more light you get, the longer they'll last. And it does need some water. So I would say once a week, if you've got an eyedropper would be the perfect amount of water, or use the end of a teaspoon, but just put, maybe a quarter of a teaspoon of water on it, just to keep it going. So, another way to use your cactus.